Wong with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Officials in the U.S. are investigating the cause of a deadly collision between a commercial jet and an Army helicopter near Washington, D.C. The two aircraft crashed into the Potomac River, and all 67 passengers and crew are presumed dead, as rescue efforts now turn to recovery. Air traffic controllers direct an Army helicopter to fly behind a commercial jet approaching the Washington, D.C. airport for landing. Just seconds later,
did you see that?
The two aircraft collide. Surveillance video from EarthCam showing an explosion in the air before they crashed into the icy Potomac River, killing all 67 passengers, crew, and soldiers on board. Among those on the plane, several figure skaters who had participated in a U.S. figure skating camp, including two Russian world champions. Two Chinese nationals also died in the crash, according to Chinese state media. It's the deadliest air crash in the U.S. in over 2 decades and has left officials scrambling to find answers.
We are all here because this is an all-hands on-deck event. And we're here to assure the American people that we are going to leave no stone unturned in this investigation. We are going to conduct a thorough investigation of this entire tragedy, looking at the facts.
24 hours after the crash, the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorders have been recovered from the commercial plane, which was flying from Wichita, Kansas to D.C. The black box from the Army helicopter, which had been on a training run, has not yet been found. A preliminary report by the Federal Aviation Administration found that air traffic controller staffing was not normal and that one person was directing both commercial and helicopter traffic before 9 p.m. on Wednesday night, a time when one person is usually responsible for each task. With the investigation still ongoing, U.S. President Donald Trump blamed the incident on diversity hiring initiatives at the FAA.
We do not know what led to this crash, but we have some very strong opinions and ideas, and I think we'll probably state those opinions now. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states. Think of that. The initiative is part of the FAA's Diversity and Inclusion Hiring Plan, which says diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel. I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite.
Trump's comments have already received backlash from Democratic Congress members and former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. As first responders continue to search for bodies and officials search for answers, this may prove to be the first major test for the new Trump administration. Alex Chen and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus. China is building a sprawling military complex in Beijing, according to reporting by the Financial Times. U.S. intelligence suggests the installation in southwest Beijing would serve as a wartime command center, the FT cites current and former U.S. officials as saying. When finished, the report says it would be at least 10 times larger than the Pentagon. Satellite images obtained by the FT suggest major construction on the project began in 2024. Imagery from European Project Sentinel Hub shows the progress made between March 2024 and January 2025. China has not officially confirmed the report. A third exchange of prisoners and hostages between Israel and Hamas as part of a provisional ceasefire is complete. It comes as hundreds of thousands of Gazans who fled the enclave's north during the war begin to return home. Cadence Carranza reports.
5 hostages released by Hamas arrive at a hospital in Israel to a warm welcome. These Thai nationals had come to Israel as farm workers, but were abducted during Hamas's attacks on October 7, 2023, now free after almost 500 days in captivity. Their families emotional with relief. They are among thousands from Thailand who have moved to Israel for agricultural work due to economic conditions at home. At least 39 were killed during the October 7th attacks, with around 31 taken hostage. The return of these 5 celebrated by Thailand's ambassador to Israel,
I wait for today for so long. You know, I could hardly breathe today. And that's why we keep looking on TV. And not only me, the Thai citizens in Thailand, the whole government and everyone also looking forward to welcome back our 5 hostages.
Their release comes during the first phase of a provisional ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, reached after 15 months of war, in which the two sides have agreed to release hostages and prisoners. This is the third exchange since the ceasefire began on January 19th. Hamas also released 3 Israeli hostages as part of the swap, including a soldier, their loved ones overjoyed.
I'm very excited. I really dreamed of this moment for months and months, and it's really, I can't say in words how much I'm excited and happy that it happened.
At one point, Palestinians crowded around 2 of the Israeli hostages on their way to be handed over to the Red Cross in southern Gaza. The scene prompted Israel to delay its release of over 100 Palestinian prisoners, who were eventually let go later in the day after promises that future Israeli hostages would be assured a safe exit. The freed Palestinian prisoners arrived in Red Cross buses and were met with large crowds and heartfelt reunions.
رسالتنا قاصرة، رسالة وحدة وطنية. هذا الشعب يستحق وحدة وطنية من كافة الأحزاب والفصائل الفلسطينية.
The next exchange now just days away, as many more hostages and prisoners remain in captivity, with loved ones anxiously awaiting their return. Delphine Chen and Cadence Quaranta for TaiwanPlus.
The year of the snake has arrived, and there's a Taiwanese artist celebrating it in a world of miniatures. Sandy Chi went to visit his studio.
Hi, Philip. 新年快乐.
Hi, Happy New Year. Can you explain why you're holding a snake?
Well, I thought about bringing this little fella around with me because it's the year of the snake.
Well, you're in luck, because actually I was born in the year of the snake. But I don't really understand much about the Chinese Zodiac.
Let me tell you more about it.
The snake is one of the 12 creatures in the Chinese Zodiac. Since they're cold-blooded, people born in this year are sometimes seen as being more reserved or introverted. But it's also believed they carry a lot of passion on the inside and can be ambitious, adventurous, and sensitive.
Can you explain a bit what snakes mean in Taiwanese culture?
Well, I know someone who can tell you.
Professor Du Mingzhang has been studying reptiles for over 40 years. He says that in Taiwan, snakes traditionally have a pretty good reputation. But Professor Du says humans in general have extreme reactions to snakes.
它不是被当成过街老鼠把它打死，就是另外就是崇拜它，就是拜它。因为我很害怕，当我怕的时候，我如果没办法跟你划清界限，我就是拜你，那你就不要来伤害我啊。那我如果有办法跟你划清界限，我就打死你。
According to Professor Du, people's feelings towards snakes have a complicated origin. He says experiments using baby humans and monkeys show they don't fear snakes the first time they see them.
那后来就是有一个还算有趣的实验，就是让小猴子它如果说有看蛇的图像，它不会怕，那花也不会怕啊。但是蛇的图像如果旁边放上它妈妈很害怕的表情，从此以后那个小猴子就怕蛇了。
Professor Du says this experiment is evidence that the fear of snakes is mostly learned behavior. But he says there's more to snakes, and some of them make good pets. So it seems snakes are really misunderstood in the world, and here in Taiwan as well.
Well, I know a place where people can get to know them more. Let's go.
Oh my God. Look at it, it's huge. It's moving now.
Professor Du runs the snake cafe that he opened in 2023. He rotates the snakes between the cafe and a farm, so they have time to rest and feed. There are about 30 in this room alone. Du wants people to come and get up close and personal with the snakes.
所以蛇就是要透过摸了以后你那个有很多那个错误的想象就会不见。
But the undisputed star of the cafe is a Burmese python Professor Du adopted 7 years ago.
哎呀，它太肥了，对不对？
那时候来才这么粗，然后2公尺，那经过7年，它现在这么大了，已经4.8公尺，然后75公斤。
Spending the day with Professor Du, Sandy and I learned a lot about snakes, but I needed more. Okay, so today you've taken me to a snake farm. Now we're here at the Snake Cafe, but these are both places run by professionals. So what is it like owning a snake as a pet?
Does this mean you need more snakes?
Yes, always.
Well, you're in luck. I have a few friends who are holding a snake year festival.
These owners have gathered with their cuddly cold-blooded pets to celebrate the coming snake year.
这是我们家的王文马，它叫做糯米肠。我还觉得它在我家是蛮有分量的，它是算我的宝贝啦。
Around the Lunar New Year, people often buy pets of that year because they say they can bring them good luck.
So can we expect more people to buy snakes in the new year?
就大家会求个吉祥，所以蛇年购买蛇的民众其实还蛮多的。
But snake breeder Ryan Wu says snakes can be easier to keep than more traditional pets because they don't need walks and they don't make noise.
Instead of hoping that a pet snake will bring you fortune in the new year, it's better to go right to the source.
Next up, we have Tiffany and Reese to show us how to seek help from the money god.
Food carvings are a popular feature in Taiwanese meals, especially for special occasions like the Lunar New Year. One new Taipei-based master food carver has perfected his craft over the years and is now teaching the art form to the next generation of aspiring carvers. Wesley Lewis has more.
Intricate carvings that you can eat. These miniature Chinese zodiac animals are some of the most popular types of food sculptures used in Taiwanese cuisine. But mastering the carving techniques is no easy task. Gao Shida has spent over 2 decades learning this unique craft. He says every piece requires a keen eye and attention to detail.
我们的食材要把它想象成立体的这个过程，其实想是一回事，但是你拿到手上雕又是另外一回事，所以在前面初期的时候会有很大的一个碰撞期。
Gao learned his craft by apprenticing with other master food carvers. Throughout his career, he's won numerous awards for his edible artworks, gaining recognition both at home and abroad. And he was even named one of Taiwan's 10 outstanding young persons in 2022. Now, Gao's a professor, guiding culinary students on their journey to becoming food carvers.
对于果雕来说，你一定要很有兴趣，因为在学习的过程一定会遇到很多的挫折，再加上它可能并不是一个能够变成产值的商品。
Though there's no guarantee food carving will always be in demand, Gao says it's his passion, and he doesn't intend to stop, aiming to bring more attention to this appetizing art form, and to be an ambassador for Taiwan's unique food culture. John Su and Wesley Lewis for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Before we go, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Not quite. It's a new Superman exhibition that's just opened in Western France, celebrating the DC Comics superhero. I'm Tiffany Wong. Take care and see you next time.
Is calling. Louder, brighter, and bolder. From the roar of the crowds to the quiet moments of triumph. A year to experience sports at its finest. Grab your tickets, tune in, and cheer like never before. Every play counts. Every minute matters. Game on Taiwan.